Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is obviously, once again, time for a shop tour. Missed last week because I ended up having to do a quick run to Atlanta to dyno Ken Kennard's F Production Integra, so I wasn't here. But here we are this week, dead in the middle of February, February 15th. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. If you're into that kind of thing, personally I think it's just a money grab for the flower places and the card givers, so whatever, it's not really my thing. So fortunately it's not my wife's thing either, so I'm good. All right, shop tour time. Let's get right into it. I'm waiting on a head gasket. Cometic has been really good about head gaskets. I'm actually expecting to have this head gasket today. This is John Sewell's STL engine. Bottom end is completely together, cylinder head's ready to go together, everything is clean, just ready for final assembly. Should have the head gasket here today or tomorrow. I was kind of thinking, they've been really good. Sometimes I'm getting them in like 3 days, and then this one has taken like 8 days. So a little inconsistent, but when it comes to the Honda motors, I don't do quite as many of these. So like if you look here, and we've talked about this before, I've got like all the sizes I could ever need for a 1.6 Miata, but I'm trying, we have to be very specific about our compression on these motors. So got a very specific head gasket coming to make our compression perfect. So, John, I'm almost done, bud. Next week, for sure, this will be ready to come your direction. And no, you're not seeing deja vu. I know there was one of these sitting here 2 weeks ago, and this is not the same one. This is another one. Just kind of I just finished it up, letting the silicone dry here along the back case, and then we'll wrap it up and get this shipped off. So this one is ready to go. In the meantime, what I've got sitting here is just core parts. So this is going to end up being Stephen Powers' Runoffs engine. If you'll remember, the Powers are the ones that bought Sam Henry's F Production Miata, and so they're going to use the motor that came in the car through the season, and then I'm getting started on a brand new engine. So these are just core bits and pieces. You can see I've got just a dirty looking cylinder head, a dirty looking block. Got the crankshaft taped up because I do a bunch of stress relieving and polishing on that. So I'm getting ready to, get into this project. A lot more work to build a brand new engine from scratch from these kind of parts than it is for, just to refresh your already built JPM engine. So, did have an interesting little, I guess it's interesting, little project here. A guy couldn't get his little Miata running. Apparently it had a turbo, took the turbo off, put some kind of an engine in, couldn't get it running. I got it running, she's a little smoky. I guess it's supposed to be a rebuilt engine, but I think it smokes a little much for a rebuilt engine. But anyway, did my first cold start program this morning on it. Let it cool off for a few hours, and then I'll push it back outside and do my next cold start, see if I can get this finalized for him. So that's what that is. Working on Walter Hilderman's stuff. This is, he's got an RX-8 with one of those 6-cylinder GM motors, similar to that RX-8 that was in here a few weeks ago. And so I'm doing some spare rear hubs for that. And then he bought a little spec Miata for his kid. So doing some hubs, got some bushings out of some control arms, and also am working on the engine for that as well. And I got my first batch of Sunoco fuel in for the season. Just came in this morning, fresh GT 260 100 octane, ready to go. My favorite stuff. So appreciate Sunoco for helping me out with Heartland. It's a little harder to get it now because they used to deliver it to me when they were coming up to Heartland Park. Unfortunately, Heartland Park does not need fuel this year because I don't think there's going to be any racing going on. So we had to ship this in this year. But, yep, looking good. So springtime comes, and of course you know what that means. More engines coming in. So this is actually Craig Wilcox's K24 engine for his crazy Civic. This is actually the one that was damaged. He didn't really tell me who built it, but this one was damaged a couple of years ago, and he ended up running a stock one that I tuned last year. But we're going to build this into a monster for his solo car. So he dropped it off. It's still sitting here. It's in the queue, as it were, and we'll get this apart soon and get working on that. And speaking of Ken Kennard, got his other engine back. This one will come apart and will end up being his runoffs engine. So this just came in as well. So the motors are starting to roll in, starting to get things done. Also got Charles Mathis STL 1.6 engine in. So all of a sudden I've got lots to do. Got to keep rocking and rolling. So little update for you guys on the T4 MX-5. I decided, since nobody wanted to buy it, that I'm just going to rent it. So now I own this car, and as a matter of fact, Eric Prill is going to rent it for the Hallett Super Tour coming up, and I've got a couple other people that are interested in renting it as well. So if you're interested in renting a really nice car and not owning one, hit me up. Let's figure out a weekend I can get you into this car and get things going. So one of the things I'm working on here, and this is something that I had put in the car for Bob Shader. I got this seat mounting kit from Goodwin, and it's custom made to bolt right into an NC, and then it's very adjustable. So you've got all sorts of sliders. You've got room where you can get the seat obviously not only up and down and tilted where you want it, but I can also slide it forwards and backwards, and getting ready to fit Eric Prill into the seat and into the car for his weekend. He's going to be the one that runs it for the first time. So really nice seat, nice slider kit. I'm going to get it's not a slider kit. It's not like the ones where you can pull and slide it, but this way it's positively fastened in the spot that he likes it, and we can adjust this for anybody that might want to rent the car. And I also have a big seat up here that I can put into the car. So this was the seat that Brian Laughlin used, and Brian was a little bigger guy, and so this can go straight into the car too. So if you're over 6 feet tall and you're over 200 pounds, we'll put that seat in the car. So not a problem. These NCs are actually the biggest of the MX-5s that they ever made, and there's lots of room inside. So anyway, hit me up if you're wanting to think about renting a JPM prepped, ready to go race car. That's my sales pitch for this week. Mazda 2. Basically, I'm polishing lug nuts. I pulled down the wheels and made them super, super clean inside and out. I am working on engine bits and pieces. I've got the cylinder head finished here. I've got a experimental camshaft that I'm going to try. You can see I had the flywheel resurfaced so that we've got a nice flat surface. This is just going to be, trying to make everything as best as it possibly can be. So it's not going to be the engine that's going to be running through the season, but this is going to be part of the runoffs engine. So I'm kind of working on that, gear ratios. I've got a couple of new cars that got built in Kansas City, doing some logbooks for, and so we're always trying to get new guys into road racing and get them out onto the track. So hope you guys have had a good last 2 weeks. Sorry we missed last week, but we're getting into the time of year where it's just super busy. But I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I always appreciate your comments. So we're coming into race season. We're getting some better weather here in Topeka. It's warming up. We've seen some 60s. I think it's going to be in the 60s again here today. And looking forward to springtime. I'm ready to go racing. I bet you are too. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.